All right, we are live with our what is episode six? Episode six? We probably should have figured that out first. Episode
Yep,
six of Corn Brew Podcast. We took a little bit of a break. Rixe, you now are officially moved in Milwaukee.
I'm here. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
So yeah, we did you watch the whole game yesterday?
Not the whole game.
I gotcha. Yeah, no,
I,
I
w-
watched.
I watched majority of it. I mean, off
Yeah,
and on. So,
yeah, no, that's
fourth quarter watched all of.
yeah.
But
I watched.
first to third is just kind of a lot of off and on.
Yeah, no, same. I watched. That was the first quarter for me was off and on, and then I just whatever Dez wanted to watch was on the big TV, and I just put my computer on the side with the game up. So I watched most of it. Game 5, NBA Finals. I don't know. So obviously the Raptors lost by 1 point. Warriors somehow came back, or not came back. Warriors pulled that one out, even with Durant re-injuring his leg, which they're saying it's a new injury, but we'll talk about that later. But what were your first reactions to the game?
Well, so like today, everyone's kind of talking about the last play and that timeout called by Raptors coach.
Oh
when
yeah,
they were on such a
3
And
minutes
so
left.
they were saying, they were saying that just killed momentum for the Raptors, and a lot of people are just kind of saying this is why they lost, or this, and just taking a huge shot at them for making that call. Do you think
Yeah.
that call impacted the game at all? That timeout?
I don't know. It's I'm bringing it up now, and yeah, that was the fourth quarter with about what was it, 3 minutes and where is it? 3 minutes and like 42 seconds left.
Yeah, it was when Kawhi was going just off.
Yeah. So they call a timeout with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left, and then from that point on, it was the last shot the Raptors made was at 3 minutes and 28 seconds in the fourth quarter. That's when Kawhi went on that 12-point swing by himself. And then the Raptors did not score again after that timeout until Kyle Lowry hit a layup with 29 seconds left. It definitely was a weird timeout because I got that defensive rebound and then they're pushing it down the court. And at that moment, you have Kawhi going on a 12-0 run or a 12-point run by himself. Like he's dominating, got the crowd in it. I don't know. As a fan, someone who's not an NBA head coach, in my mind, I wouldn't call that timeout. But with how good Nick Nurse has been doing coaching the finals, I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt and thinking there had to be a reason he called that timeout. I don't know. Maybe he saw a mismatch, but yeah, no, it definitely killed momentum at that point.
They were saying it's like people are bashing, saying you gave Steve Kerr an opportunity to rest his guys, to get some plays going, and then those 2 threes kind of came off of that right after that timeout.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with this Raptors team, Steve Kerr is a crazy good coach. So yeah, giving him any opportunity to come back or like even make up plays, probably not the best idea. The biggest difference is they got Iguodala came in for Cook, which is a downgrade on offense, but he's a great defensive player. Thompson hit that 3. So I'm looking at their play-by-play after that. Thompson hit a 3. Kyle Lowry missed. Then Steph Curry came. But then right there, that possession, that's the one that DeMarcus Cousins had that offensive goaltending, that really close one.
Yeah.
That could have went either way. Yeah. So like that's one right there that's something that went against the Warriors too. So I don't know. That's a boost for the Raptors. And then for me, I really just think it wasn't really that the timeout killed them. It's just they could not execute after that. And I don't think the timeout caused it. Yeah. I think it let the Warriors regroup, but the Warriors gave them opportunities after that. They had that offensive goaltending, defensive goaltending. Steph Curry with the backcourt violation, Draymond Green with the backcourt violation. Like there's all these things. And then they called a moving screen, the first moving screen I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. I don't think it was a moving, like, I think that's literally how every screen in the NBA is. They called that on DeMarcus Cousins. Like the Raptors had so many opportunities after that I just think you can't pin it on the timeout.
Okay.
But so I don't know. It definitely was a weird one.
Yeah. As someone watching the game and cheering for the Raptors,
yeah,
could you put the blame on anybody? If you look back at last night's game, is there somewhere you could put blame on?
I think it's just you have to put it on. I think you just have to put it on the team in general. Like they let that one go.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. They obviously buckled down on Kawhi, like especially that last possession. The second Kawhi touched the ball, they went up and double teamed them. They weren't going to let him beat them.
Yeah, and I mean, since you brought that up, it just like shows you how smart Iguodala is. And like, who knows if that was the defensive call, but they can't just let Lowry go by himself. They went up and stopped Kawhi very quick. Like, just how smart Iguodala is there and how important he is to this team.
Yeah.
I mean, Iguodala has been playing some lights out, like big moments, just doing the right thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's not going to contribute. He's not the same offensive player he used to be. So, like, you pretty much bring him in to just be a smart all-around. Like, he's going to play great defense. He's going to make the right choices on offense.
Exactly.
But, I mean, you can't really pick one player on the Raptors. Like, Kyle Lowry probably shot a little bit more in the last 3 minutes than I would want, but that just goes from the defense from the Warriors. Like, obviously, the Raptors' first choice wasn't, hey, let's have Lowry shoot. But he had 2 missed threes, one of them being the big one at the end. Gasol missed the layup, which was just really contested. There's just a lot of things that just didn't go their way offensively. But I don't know. I think they just blew it. And it's to the point now where you go back. This honestly makes me think of when the Cavs were down 3-1 to the Warriors in 2016. Like, they won that game in the Oracle, game 5, with Draymond out, and then it's going back to Cleveland where it's if they win this game, I honestly I think it would be Warriors in 7. I think game 6 is the deciding one. It's either Raptors in 6, they win it, or it's going to be Warriors in 7.
Does it matter? Does home court matter for the Raptors?
I think so. I think it's definitely. I think.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Going off of let's just say it goes to game 7. It's game 7 in Toronto. Who do you like?
Warriors. I think my reason being for that is you have the Raptors, who literally have Kawhi and Danny Green, who have ever been in this situation. Kyle Lowry is kind of known for kind of buckling under pressure. Marcus Gasol is a veteran, but he's never played in the finals. But then you look at this Warriors team where you have 4 of your starting 5 have been in finals the last 5 years. Like they're veteran players. That a game 7 in the finals isn't going to scare them because they've been there before. And then we saw yesterday, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they can carry this team. As long as they can figure out how to shut down Kawhi Leonard, which no team's going to shut down. It's pretty much going to be managing it. Like, he's going to get 30 points. You just have to manage him. Like, I don't know. I just think when it goes to game 7, the veterans are going to come out and be the deciding factor, and the Warriors just have more of those players than the Raptors do.
Yeah, true. Very true. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens Thursday night. I mean, it all literally depends on what role players show up.
Yeah.
I mean, Draymond's going to have to be there offensively. Mm-hmm. Same with Cook and the other guy they use, they're going to have to hit a couple shots as well. So it all depends on what role players decide to show up. Toronto is in a huge way. They need Ibaka. They need Gasol. Siakam has to play well.
Fred VanVleet needs one of his miracle games again, which he's been playing well. Yeah. So I'm not bashing him, but if he can pull out how he was against the Bucks, where he's just hitting everything, like if he's on like that, I don't think there's too much the Warriors can do. If VanVleet, Leonard, and then one of the other, if they have 3 players matching the Warriors, I give it to the Raptors just because they have an all-around better team. They can go 8 or 9 deep, where the Warriors really have right now. They got 5 players, and they've been playing Andrew Bogut, who literally just joined the team. Andrew Bogut has minutes in the finals. That's just baffling to me.
Exactly. Yeah.
But one huge player for this game 5, is just Klay Thompson. I know Steph Curry, he's amazing too, but Klay Thompson, to me right now, I just think this game showed why he's a top 3 shooting guard in the NBA. Like, I think it's ridiculous.
Easily,
he hasn't made I'd even put him number 2 behind James Harden. Like, he came in, he hit a huge 3 after that timeout. It went Klay hit a 3, Steph hit a 3, Klay hit a 3. And the biggest thing was Draymond Green got his 5th foul when he was guarding Kawhi. Kawhi went for a drive. He got a foul. And right away, Draymond, this is super smart by him, but he said to Klay Thompson, he's like, Klay, get Leonard. And then Draymond went on Kyle Lowry. He was just like, get Leonard. I got 5 fouls. What other shooting guard, you wouldn't go to James Harden and be like, hey, I need you to guard their best player right now. I have 5 fouls like that. He's last on your list. It's just great. Like, he is one of their best defenders too, yet he's also their second best scoring option. Like, that's a crazy combination.
I know. And it's just unreal what Klay Thompson brings to the team, his energy, and the fact that he does play lockdown D.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of shows had the most minutes out of anybody on the team. I mean, it wasn't by much, by a minute, but
he just missed the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can't be 100%.
Oh gosh, no. 7 for 13 from 3-point range last night.
It's crazy. But and now that you brought up 3-point, I was looking at the stats too, and I don't know what team this would give more of like confidence to, but the Warriors yesterday, they hit 23 pointers, which is the second most out of any NBA finals. Like, they lost every other of the stats, like stat comparisons. Raptors had 54 points in the paint. Warriors had 32. Raptors had 21 made free throws. Warriors had 10. Raptors had 6 mid-range shots. Warriors had 4. But the Warriors outscored them 60 points to 32 points for 3-point percentage, or for 3-point, which doesn't. Yeah. Which has to be 60 to 33 because 32 is not possible. But it doesn't. I don't know if that's giving the Raptors confidence, thinking there's no way they can hit 23s again, or if that's giving the Warriors confidence. That's like, look, we might not be able to outscore them in the paint, but we can make these shots. We have the best shooting backcourt in NBA history. Like, we can do this.
Yeah, and I know everything today is looking at KD, but I'm looking at the box score, and everything. Okay, the second quarter. Warriors and Raptors both scored 28. Third quarter, both scored 22. Fourth quarter, Raptors outscored them by 5.
Yeah.
But now you go back to the first quarter where KD played.
Yeah.
34-28.
Yeah.
Is this okay? If you take KD away, like, he didn't play at all. Like, I think Raptors win this game because KD played 12 minutes, 11 points, 3 for 3 from downtown.
Yeah.
2 for 2 from free throws. I mean, Durant, that was we'll get on that in a second, but I don't know. I think Raptors still beat them. I think KD just gave them enough of a boost because as soon as KD left, it's all even.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the Raptors still have, like, if I had to predict right now, I say Raptors in 6. I think they go to the Oracle, and I think they win the game. I just think if it goes to Game 7, I think that's where the Warriors are going to have more momentum, because that's the same things with the Cavs. Like after the Cavs won Game 6 in 16, like I was like, Game 7, I had all the confidence in the world. They just beat them twice. Like they kind of figured it out. But with this team, I don't know. I think this is going to be the maker. I think this game decides the series. Obviously, if the Raptors wins, the series over, or if it goes back to Toronto, I think the Warriors pull it out. But if I had to bet money on it right now, I say the Raptors win next game.
Yeah.
Just because damn, I got something in my throat. Just because Kevin Looney's out too. So like,
yeah, DeMarcus Cousins too. He's a big guy, big role player. He shot 6 for 8, 1 3-pointer, 14 points in 20 minutes. I mean, hey, shoot,
but he was benched.
Stop him.
The only reason he played in the first place was because Durant was hurt. I think he had 14 points, which was great. He does really well passing from the top of the key. But he's a huge mismatch on defense. Anytime he was in the game, they did pick and rolls to get Cousins either on Lowry or on Leonard. Whoever like their main ball handler was, they always wanted Cousins on him. So I think it's going to be really key for Cousins he's going to have to get into the Warrior mentality of you do your role. So like he needs to be there to like, he needs to pass from the top of the key. That opens up the offense. He needs to get rebounds, but he just, I think what he did, like get putbacks, that's great. But he needs to not do so much. He needs to realize like he's 4th on the depth chart. Curry, Thompson, Green, him.
Oh, yeah. And just even looking at the rest because just mentioning the bench one more time for the Warriors. I mean, you got Bell. He scored 2 points for you. Looney had 4. Cousins had a big night with 14. And then you had Quentin Cook with 3.
Yeah.
That is rough for your bench.
That's piss poor.
And that is – okay. And that's a bench that because normally who starts does Looney start if Kevin Durant's out?
Yeah, he has been starting. Well, not if Kevin Durant's – well, sometimes they would do Steph sorry, I can't think right now. Steph, Thompson, Durant, Green, and Looney could have been one, but Looney usually started. Yeah,
so I mean, and then the Raptors, they only play 4 deep, and they got 11 out of Van Fleet, 15 out of Ibaka, 2 out of Powell.
Yeah, wasn't a very big game. That was a quiet game for Powell. Like he has the potential too to hit some big shots.
And so I think the bench is in favor of the Raptors. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that one thing too that you've been noticing is like the Raptors want to push the pace. Like the second they get that ball on a defensive rebound, they're running down the court because they know they can't. The Warriors when that game that Durant and Thompson were out, the Warriors just they took everything out of Curry they could. Grant, like he did his job. He had 47 points, but they ran him into the ground to where he's tired. And like they don't have, like we just said, they don't have a bench. So if they have the second they put any of those bench guys in, even at this point, Sean Livingston, he's not performing. Like it's an automatic mismatch. Where if you put in Van Vliet, for Lowry, it's really not that big of a difference. Like Van Vliet's gonna not as good defensively, but he can score on the offense. He'll put the effort in every position.
Yeah. Hey, just quickly, going back to those 3-pointers you were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the box score. It's unreal. Siakam, 0 for 4. Kawhi Leonard, 2 for 7. Gasol, 2 for 3. Kyle Lowry, 1 for 6. Danny Green, 0 for 4. Van Fleet, 3 for 6.
Yeah, this was their worst 3-point shooting. Probably one of their worst 3-point shooting of the playoffs. They only shot.
And they lost by 1 point.
Yeah, and the thing is, Leonard, before he hit those two just badass threes during his like 12-point run,
Yep.
he was 0 for 4. Like those are his only 2 3-point shots is when he just came down and he hit those just what I thought were dagger threes until the Warriors proved me wrong. But
yeah,
one area that I don't think gets enough credit, which I know like a lot of people are talking about it, but one area just I cannot get over how good he is in this is Kawhi Leonard's offensive rebounding. It's just like anytime there, it seems like in the fourth quarter, if there's a key moment and there's a key miss by the Raptors, it seems like Kawhi Leonard's just getting the offensive rebound. Like it's insane. He had 6 offensive rebounds. That's the Raptors as a whole team only had 13. So he had half. The Warriors as a whole team only had 6. So Kawhi Leonard by himself met the Warriors offensive rebounds.
Yeah. I mean, sorry. So whenever he's not shooting, he's just crashing boards and trying to make those extra plays.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's I've never been more impressed with him, and I'm getting to the point too. Like right now, in this moment in time, he's by far the best basketball player in the world.
Oh yeah.
Like, but then it's just if at the start of next season, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Like if he's not number 1 over LeBron, KD obviously out of it now, but it's either pretty much him or LeBron for number 1, and it's. The way he's playing right now, I don't know. Which we haven't seen playoff LeBron this year, so we can't really say anything. But Kawhi is playing at a whole different level.
Exactly.
All right, so yeah, we went over the game. If you real quick, I already said my prediction of I think the Raptors win Game 6. What about you?
I think they do. It's just not having those 11 points from Durant. I think.
Yeah.
The Raptors shown they can beat the Warriors. They did it. They beat them 3 times already. They need to close out one. I think last night the Warriors stole a game, high on emotions from Durant and everything else. I think Raptors can go back, get it done, but once again, all about the role players.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. I think just Durant on the court, even if he doesn't have the ball, he's not doing the one-on-one he usually did. Like the time he did the one-on-one against Ibaka, he ruptured his Achilles. So like before that, they didn't put him in his normal situation. But just having him on the court just opens up so much to where like you have to be close to him. He can still hit he was 3 for 3 from 3 points. So like you obviously have to be by him. So just him not playing is ridiculously great for the Raptors. Obviously, it sucks he got injured, but yeah, I think it just swings the momentum in the Raptors' way. And that shows it with the betting too, because the Raptors were favorites, and then Durant said he was playing, and then it swung to Warriors were the favorites. So he swings games, obviously. That's why he's one of the top 3 in the NBA right now.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, no, talking about him, obviously he got hurt. He went down right away. The big storyline from it, besides him rupturing his Achilles, is the audience, the crowd. Like their first reaction was cheering. What were your thoughts on that?
With that, I mean, obviously they're a little happy, but it's at that point, if it's just a strained muscle, are we really talking about it? It's just the fact that people got a little excited because he is so good that he is out of the game, not finished right. And people aren't all going to do it. Obviously, some will. Obviously, some people are going to be ecstatic, not really taking him as a person into consideration, just him as an opposing player.
Yeah.
And so they are going to be happy about that, but it's not everyone.
Yeah.
So, but
no, I'm with you.
I mean, even I was kind of like, hey, this is good.
Yeah.
He's out. But obviously, you kind of, in the moment, you forget about players as humans. You just look at them as a player, like Madden.
Yeah. No, I know. And that's the thing, too, is like when I was obviously, like we said before, I'm rooting for the Raptors. So when I'm watching the game, and I see Durant go down, my first thought was, oh, like I said before they showed the replays and they showed where he grabbed on his leg, I was like, oh, his calf, he's out. And like I felt I wasn't happy, but I definitely was relieved. I was like, oh, that's a huge stressor off me. But then obviously they show him points as holding his Achilles and his leg, and like it just obviously feel horrible for Durant, but I don't know. The fans shouldn't have cheered, especially when they saw like how once he fell to the ground, that wasn't really, I don't know. Cheering, I understand being relieved, but I wouldn't start. You saw people in the crowd like waving at him by, and I was like, that's a little much, man.
Yeah.
And I, like you said too, if it was a calf strain, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But it wasn't a ruptured Achilles, which is going to take him out of next season. So
yeah, and people get way too involved, especially when you're at the place.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of Raptor fans that gave him standing ovation as he walked off. And obviously, people are going to do whatever they want. They just look at these players as kind of pieces there just to entertain us and forget about them as a person. So yeah, it was a little disheartening, but
yeah.
What do you expect? I don't mean it's how all sports fans are mostly going to react.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I thought, like I put this on Twitter, like when I was thinking about it and people were all pissed off at the Raptors fans, which, they shouldn't have cheered. But I was like, this, as a Packers fan, if we're playing the Bears and Khalil Mack is on, like, let's say he goes down and like holds his hamstring and they have to take him out, I'm not cheering or clapping or anything, but I'm very relieved. Like, I'm not going to be sad that their best defensive player who's killing our quarterback is out of the game. So I don't know. I think people with their whole like, oh, Toronto pieces of shit, like that's a little bit of an overreaction. Should they have cheered? No. It was in the heat of a moment. The best player on the opposing team, we thought he re-injured his calf, which he would have been fine.
In the finals too.
Yeah, in the game 5 of the finals. I don't know. I think people are making a bigger deal about it than they need to.
Exactly. If roles are reversed, if whoever's bashing him, say your team was in the finals and this is the first time you've been there, never had a championship before, and all of a sudden you're up 3-1 and their arguably best player all of a sudden goes out, of course you're going to be happy. You're going to be a little relieved. You're going to have those emotions, especially if you're at the stadium. You're going to be happy. It's a good feeling. Yeah. But once again, that's us looking at sport and not looking at Durant as a human.
Yeah, no, exactly. And they showed that too, which was really cool, is when you saw Kyle Lowry, Siakam, Gasol, all like pointing to their own fans, telling them to stop, which was kind of cool to see the sportsmanship like that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
One thing, so talking about Durant now, obviously with an Achilles injury, he's going to be out. That's like a year pretty much. And that's hard to come back from. And with him being a free agent this summer, he might not be. This is what I want to ask you about. If you're Durant and you have a $31.5 million player option, do you take it and you get that 31 million, rehab with the Warriors, maybe come back and like show a little bit what you can do before hitting free agency next year? Or do you say, hey, I still have teams willing to pay me? Their reports came out. There's like a few teams, 3 or 4 teams still willing to pay Durant big money to go there. Do you just say, yeah, I'm out, I'm going to a new team?
This is what I do. Obviously, he has a $31 million backup plan. That's easy for him to take. But if I'm Durant, you want insurance, and that means years on your contract. Because 31 is only for 1 year. What if he doesn't fully recover from this and he's not the same player? And people say, prove it. Like, come work out. Come do something. And it's not working so well. So I think as an insurance plan, if there's a team and you want to go there, like not trying to say force it, but if the Knicks still want to pay you, go. Get your max contract for 4 or 5 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Rehab with the Knicks. That way you have insurance that, hey, I have this money for the next couple years.
Yeah.
And then if for some reason he doesn't come back and he's not the same Durant, well, at least he still has his contract under. So I think as insurance wise, he should go get his max contract and then rehab with a different team.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You convinced me on that. Because at first I was thinking, man, take the 31 million and like rehab and then go next year. But that's a great point. Is 31 million this year, but you can have 30 million for the next 4 years. So no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And you have the Knicks are idiots. Like they're stupid. It's a terrible organization. They'll probably give him the max and then slide him money under the table just to go there. Like,
yeah. And if teams are still going to pay you, if I'm Durant, I go. I'm going. He knows. Everyone knows he's going to be rehabbing all year.
Yeah.
If someone's going to pay me $40 million to rehab my body, you better believe I'm going.
Absolutely. I think off the top of my head, they said I think they said 3 teams that are still willing, and I was thinking obviously the Knicks. I think they would.
Yes.
The Clippers, I think they still would.
Yep.
And then I was actually thinking the Nets because they traded Crabbe and a couple first-round picks. So I think it's those 3. I think LA's out of it with LeBron. His age, he only has 3 years left on this contract. I don't think he's going to be like, hey, let's bring Durant. Yeah, I'll play for another shitty team for a year, and then we'll try again. Like, I guess, but I think their main focus is let's get AD. After we get AD, we'll worry about who we get after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and no, I really think those are kind of the 3 teams that are now in the KD running. All right, before we get too far into free agency, should Durant have played last night? I mean, now we have all the information now.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing what you know today, should he have played last night?
I think I don't blame him for playing. I think he did the right thing. You're in game 5 of a finals, probably your last with this team. They're most likely going to be eliminated if you don't play. I think he should have played, like, especially if he felt he could. He was cleared by the doctors. I think I'm not mad at him for playing. I think he was fine. What about you?
All right. Do you think? All right, I'm gonna keep going on this. Do you think the media had any effect on Durant's mentality or decision making?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. Because Durant, it's well known. Durant's a player who he cares what people think. Like, he's on Twitter going back and forth with normal people who know nothing about basketball. Like, I know nothing compared to Durant and all of them. I know nothing about basketball. Like, he's taking time out of his day to go on Twitter and argue with random people. He's known to have burner accounts to comment towards other people. Like, and there's just a report that came out the other day by The Athletic saying that players on the Warriors were getting frustrated with Durant, or like with Durant's healing process or whatever, like getting onto the court.
Yeah.
And I think that played into it. I definitely think, and this is where the social media and all this shit just is too much, to where I definitely think it impacted his decision. What about you?
Oh, for sure. I mean, he was playing Portland. I mean, they're saying, everyone, myself included, was saying, oh, Warriors are so much better without Durant. The offense is better without Durant. I mean, Durant actually is. And people are saying, they were all considering Durant gone and saying how much better the Warriors are. And now all of a sudden, the Raptors come, and now it's saying, oh, we need KD. KD needs to be back. Why isn't he back yet? What's taking him so long?
Yeah.
And now all this narrative switch. All of a sudden, he wasn't needed. He wasn't kind of really considered part of the team.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, it just everything centered around Durant, and like it's his fault.
Yeah. And then he's
not there.
Yeah. It switched from like, oh, we don't need him. The Warriors are more fun without him. And then it went to, well, he's being selfish. He doesn't care about the team. He just cares about his free agent money next year. Like, nah, man. what do you, and like we both talked about this, so I know your answer, but we both think that it wasn't a calf injury
No.
to start with. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a calf. I think it really was a calf now. But then that calf, that Achilles, everything's kind of connected in the leg, and it played a huge role in it, like trying to force it and come back.
Yeah.
Because if Warriors are not in elimination game, he's not playing.
Yeah. No,
and so I think that says a lot. If you're not going to play, if it's not elimination, then you are forcing yourself to go out there and you're taking a huge risk.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah. And it was just something that it seemed like, I mean, who knows what really happened, but it's like peer pressured / bullied into playing.
Yeah. No,
like,
I definitely
mean, obviously
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. No, I was gonna say the media definitely plays a part because there's all the storylines for on NBA TV, on ESPN, everything was. It's just for the last 3 years, ever since he went to Golden State, was about Durant. At first, he was he was cheap for going there, could never win on his own. Then he got hurt, like you said, he got hurt. They don't need him. Then he was selfish. Like that has to put a toll on him, especially on someone that we already know, like takes that to heart. So, do you? Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go. I just want to kind of compare it to what Kawhi did last year. Because Kawhi, we knew how much grief the media gave Kawhi last year for sitting out.
Oh yeah.
And like how he just like, why isn't he back yet? Why isn't he back? Why isn't Kawhi playing? I think Kawhi was, I guess, better word, selfish and knew his body and says, hey, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And was able to block out everyone, says, I have to take care of myself. I'm not 100%. I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah.
Whereas KD, he couldn't block out all those guys. He couldn't block out the media, maybe teammates. However people want to spin things, he's like, I have to go out there and kind of like defend my reputation, defend me as a player, defend me as a teammate, and he paid the ultimate price for it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's the thing. I don't know. I was trying to think like with Kawhi, like it's just is a great point to where, or like proves that you really need to not like reacting in the moment is sometimes the dumbest thing you can do. Like with Kawhi last year, I was like, he's an idiot. He's fine. Like he should be playing. And now you look now, like he's in the finals. His leg, you can still tell, is still bothering him. The same leg that was hurt last year is bothering him right now, but he's playing through it. Like, could you imagine if he played last year and then he messed up his leg again? He's not in the position he is right now. So, like, when you let time really show if the decision is right or not, then, like, I don't blame Kawhi anymore because obviously this injury was severe enough to let it bother him to like a year and a half, 2 years later. So, I don't know. My question to you.
So,
go ahead.
I'll go for it.
You sure?
Yeah, go.
All right. Then my question, I was listening to the Simmons podcast, and one thing that he mentioned was that he just didn't agree with how, or he was just, not that he didn't agree, he was confused on how they played Durant, that they played him like 10 minutes, 10 of like 12 of the 14 minutes he could have possibly played, he played. So he was wondering like if they just put him in too much.
Yeah. I think it was just forcing him back. I think it was just trying, because this is the top basketball that people play all season.
Yeah.
He's missed a month of this. I mean, this isn't like a regular season game. We know NBA players, they kind of dog it a little bit sometimes. But this is the NBA Finals, Game 5, fighting for your life, trying to win the championship. This is top level. This is as hard as you go. This is what you do every time. So I think, yes, they forced him coming out. Too many minutes, it's just too much.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, too, like, he got cleared by medical staff. Like, if you really didn't want to play, he could have said no. I just think it's tough. Like,
he never, even this week, he didn't even have a full practice. He had like a walkthrough. Like even during the week, there was no live competing.
Yeah. So maybe
like
that
a shoot around, walkthrough, and
yeah.
there was no live practice, no live scrimmage, nothing for him to get back into somewhat game shape, because you can't simulate that in practice while shooting. Yeah, I could be shooting, but now you're trying to beat someone who's trying so hard to stop you, and your body is just different than a shoot around.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And it's the only way I could think about is like if they wanted to get that chemistry going again, or they really only thought the way to get him back into the game is by letting him play. Like they can shake that, because you can't shake the rust off being on limited like time schedule. So maybe they thought, hey, we're gonna throw him in, we're gonna let him get used to it, use him for because we haven't really seen it. Maybe they wanted to use him for the first half and then go from there. But and I think back to when Rodgers had his calf was hurt at the start of games, he wasn't mobile. Like it was tough. But as the game went on, it warmed up, your adrenaline's going. But if you're putting him on limited minutes where you play him for 3, sit him for 10, play him for 3, sit him for whatever, like I don't think his body can get into the rhythm to where it's never, his calf at the time is never going to be warmed up. You know, it's always going to be like getting warmed up and then he has to sit out and it cools back down.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Just kind of, yeah. And looking at this article by SB Nation about, God just Googled or went on what happens to players when they tear their Achilles. And it just looking at all the people who do it, it says they drop in every category. They decline. It's not looking too good. So Durant is facing an uphill battle here that he took the risk for to play in this game, and now his body will not respond the same way.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't think. Yeah, this isn't. To me, this is worse than like an ACL injury. I think like you can come back from ACL injury. I think for Achilles, luckily for him, he's a ridiculously good shooter. And I don't think he's going to be immobile, but I think it's going to be the start. He's going to be 31 next year. I think it's the start of the decline of KD, as sad as it is.
Exactly. I mean, the tendon, it's crazy because it's connecting your bones to muscle, connecting the calf muscles to the heel bone. I mean, that's just not a muscle that gets torn. It's something that connects in bones, and it's usually bad luck. And then Whoa. So I guess we don't have full reports, but we're guessing that is ruptured Achilles or torn Achilles.
And that's pretty much what everyone says. It's just we need the MRI to confirm it, but that's the trainer said yesterday. Their medical staff was like, it's the Achilles. We just don't know how bad. But it sucks. I feel bad for him. Hopefully he proves everybody wrong and comes back just as good as he was before, because he was having like a record-setting playoffs before he got hurt. But at the end of the day, this doesn't sound like a dick thing, but he's going to be making 40, or he's going to be making 30 million for the next 4 years. So I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be all right. His basketball career might not be to where it was, but still he'll be able to walk after it's all said and done.
Yeah, no, for sure. Then my last thing before we end it, just real quick, take a minute. If you're a KD going into this season, we both agreed we'll go somewhere for free agency. If you're him, what team do you go to?
You go to New York. You go to the Knicks.
You think so?
Because maybe, I think so. I think it's still the right place for him. It's his show then. It's New York City, Madison Square Garden. If you still go there, you go play. I mean, unless you love LA, unless you love California. Yeah. But, he's also from DC, so. Yeah,
closer to home.
So he could go up. Yeah, maybe go to New York City, play closer home. I don't know. Me personally, I'd take New York City, but.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was trying to think. I don't know if I'm him. I think the Clippers. I don't know if I'd go to the Clippers because you're gonna be outshone by LeBron. You're gonna again be compared like LeBron and the Lakers hurt KD and the Clippers. Like this, I don't think that's a good look for him. I think if he was healthy and I think he went to the Clippers, I think that'd be awesome. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. I would say either the Nets or the Knicks. And if I were him, I think I'd actually do Brooklyn over New York just because I think they're set up better for the future. AD said he doesn't want to go to the Knicks. Well, he said either the Knicks or the Lakers, but the Knicks came out and said they're nervous to give too much up for him. Then Kyrie, he might want to go there. I think if anything, it'd be KD and Kemba Walker will be for the Knicks, which I guess is better than nothing. But I just think the Nets are set up better for the future.
Yeah.
But
and so we'll see. I think it changes everyone's plans for free agency. Now it's Kawhi. Kawhi's the main guy you go get now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but this had a huge impact on the NBA.
Yeah, no, I know it changes like everything, which is always it's cool when things get shifted around, but it's not cool how it happened this time.
Exactly. Yeah. Now players like Anthony Davis, Bradley Beal, those guys are going to be even bigger targets.
Yep.
All those second tier guys.
Yep.
Now they get a little bit of boost because you're missing out on KD.
Yeah. And I think
KD is not the same. So now all of a sudden, all these guys get elevated because the top guys are brought down a little bit.
Yeah. And AD is definitely a top guy. I think the only thing that makes him a second thought is because you'll have to trade a lot to get him.
Exactly. And he's not a free agent. You have to give up stuff for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like kind of Kawhi and KD were in their own category, and then it was everyone else.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right then. So I think that'll do it for our Game 5 recap reaction with KD and everything. So we'll come back. Cornbrew will be back for episode 7. Hopefully this weekend. Maybe we'll be talking about a Game 7 preview, or we'll be talking about how the Raptors won their first finals. So thanks, Trix, for coming on and doing this with me.
Better believe it.
All right, man. I'll see you later.
All right. See ya.